Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday morning, happy Wednesday morning. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Quick word, guys. Currently driving. I got to download and I wanted to share this, but I feel like this is specifically for one person. I mean, if it's for more than one, absolutely amazing. But my spirit tells me this is for one person in particular. If this is for you, you won't know, because you always know which word is for you, because it pings your spirit. It's confirmation. Your new life that you're asking for, the new life that you're waiting for, the new life that God has promised you is going to consist of you having to relocate. It's going to consist of you having to relocate. And God have already told you this, right? But there's so much that's holding you back. It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of being lonely and you're not going to know anybody, you're not going to have anybody there to help you. It's the fear of letting go of things that's keeping you currently where you are. And this can even look like ties to the very same toxic people that God is trying to cut the cord with. See, when you've been traumatized and damaged so bad, especially if you've ever encountered a narc, or just some of your own childhood traumas, there are certain ties that keeps you in bondage, even though it's hurting you. It's hurting you. It can look like past relationships that you're trying to cling on to. This person may have already moved on. This person maybe rejected you, and you're still trying to just linger in the environment in that same town where you're from, hoping that this person will eventually change their mind and take you back or come back home. That can look like the people who raised you, the family dynamic. Excuse me. The family dynamic of who raised you. On like the recording I made last night, you were always the outcast. You were always the one who nobody protected. But there's still a longing in your spirit because it's still your foundation, even though it's unhealthy, even though it's toxic, even though it's hurting you, even though you can't heal in that very environment. It's still your foundation. It's toxic, but you feel like you got your footing. So ultimately, I can go on about certain reasons on why you're there. Even sometimes the guilt of feeling like no one else can make it without you. And truth of the matter is, you're handicapping people. Truth of the matter is, they're only using you. But because you have this void of trauma, this void of longing for certain things, you helping and being assistant and being everybody's go-to is truly toxic empathy. And it's you think it's filling a void, like whatever that feeling you're getting of being able to help people. Everybody come to you. They all come to you, right? You got all the answers. You got everybody's back. Right? So that void that you think is filling, it's really a generic of what you need to fill it. Meaning, what you need to really fill that void is first and foremost God, but it's joy, it's peace, it's love, it's reciprocity, it's all these things. But the generic form is people using you, abusing you, and just taking advantage of you. And you're not strong enough to leave. You're not strong enough to do it on your own. You just can't. Most times when you've been damaged that bad, you truly just can't do it on your own. Now, people looking from the outside in can be like, what is wrong with you? Just leave. They're using you. They're abusing you. They don't have your back. You're the, like, just leave. But they're not within you to know what you're dealing with. So be gentle with yourself and be kind to yourself, and don't let people's reaction to whatever you got going on keep you stuck in bondage, because they didn't go through what you've been through. They didn't go through what you've been through, so they don't even understand the damage that trauma can do, especially damage from narcs. They don't even understand unless they've encountered a narc. Then they get it. They get it. You're going to have to take a step out on faith. You are going to have to take a step out on faith. I'm going to be honest with you. God is not going to come and tie you up and drag you on back of a U-Haul. Just not going to do it. Now, he will convict your head off. He will start drawing things up on you. He will make a way that's clear as day for you, just to let you know that it's time. But he will not drag you to the blessings that you asked for, to the blessings that you deserve, to the peace of mind that you deserve, to the people who get you, to the people who are reciprocal. He's not going to drag you to a place in which you deserve, but he's going to make it easier for you. But you got to take the first step. And if you got to be very careful, because in this season right here, God is really shifting and moving things in the spiritual realm. So in my spirit, I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you're lingering, meaning this is the time, but you're at that very, very end of that lingering place, and God is like, listen, don't let this clock run out on you. Right? You got to understand how Kairos moments work. You got to move when God is moving. Right? So I just wanted to share that because I was driving, and it's definitely not for me. So I want to also clarify too, it's important to understand that when God uses people as a vessel, in whatever way, because we all are used differently, it doesn't mean it's for the person, right? I think some people think recordings are a word is about my personal life, which is probably never, like maybe 40% of the time. It's almost never for me, because I get something completely different, right? Every now and then I'll get something for me, and then I'm convicted to share. But for the most part, my downloads are when I upload them on YouTube. It's for somebody else that my spirit is pinging for. So this is not for everybody. Also, be careful that the enemy does not attempt to try to make you think somebody's like directing something in a shady way to you. Like, for example, right? You may have a word in the person who the enemy is trying to think that you're throwing shade at them, or you're focusing on them, right? That person is not even in your spirit. You're not even thinking about that person, right? You're just speaking just to speak. But because the person already have some issues, maybe things that they're already doing that they know they're not right, or that's not right, or just, I don't know, some self-esteem and confidence issues. But the enemy will really attempt to make you think that the person is tunnel vision on you. And here you are feeling all condemned. Now you unfollow the person because you think they can see through your soul, and they're talking about you. And in fact, they ain't got you to think about. That's the trick of the enemy. He wants you to move from the very environment that can give you a certain word. I wanted to share that because, I think some people, sometimes I get emailed or something like, "Kids, are you talking about me?" No, I'm not even thinking about you. No. Maybe that's the spirit convicting you, but I'm not even thinking about you. 98% of the times, I'm not even thinking about a particular, probably 100%. I'm not even thinking about a particular person. I'm just speaking. Just a vessel. That's all. I'm trying to figure this thing out called life, just like everybody else. Trust me when I tell you. But back to my person who's And my spirit told me, you just got it clear as day. It's almost like that's your last conviction, and you and I start packing, honey. You already start packing. In fact, you're probably already packed, and them things been sitting in the corner for 5 years. But now you know. So now you online, honey, looking for an apartment. So you looking for a hotel. It's time to go, sis. It's time to go, bro. You deserve it. And allow the second half of your life to be so great that you don't remember the first. It's your girl, Kizzy Ross.